Do it live. We'll do it live. I'm on screen here. Yeah. No, that's not what I want. I want the full screen. I want the full screen. There we go. There we go. All right. Take two. Take two tonight. The first one didn't work out too well. I don't know what happened on my first go around tonight. All I know is we were flying a plane, and I went to adjust something that had nothing to do with steering the plane, and all of a sudden we were overspeeding, and the sim cut off and said that we oversteered. So I don't know what happened. So we're going to do, that was the ATR. We're going to do this here, Cessna Longitude. I was on the fence between doing these two planes tonight, so I'm going to do this one. Anyways, all right, I'm good. I just wanted to check my my volume on YouTube. All right, let me turn that off. Let me bring up Navigraph. So yeah, so we're going to fly from Riyadh, King Khalid International, to Abu Dhabi, to Dubai International. I already got the Cessna picked out that we're going to be flying on. So we're going to be flying on this one. We might as well put in our weights and balance now. So let's do that now. By the way, welcome everybody. Welcome all my fine aviation enthusiast friends. Welcome back to the best damn airplane show you're going to see on this Friday night. That's right. With your boy Greg. GR to the EG. All right, so fuel on the fuel block says we're at 2,033. So let's put in like a little bit more than that. Let's do like 20. No, we're doing an extra 500 kilograms. And in SimBrief, it says we have 10 passengers. Our payload is one. So let's move this so it says 1. Whoa. A little too much there. All right, and our takeoff is 13.6 in SimBrief, and we're pretty much right in line because I added the extra fuel. All right, so now let's adjust our center of gravity. Yeah, that looks good. Let's do 38 on the button, bitch. All right, there we go. So we're good. So again, welcome. My name is Greg. I'm a internet pilot at night, life insurance agent by day. That's right. All right, so we are taking off on 15 left, which what, this one here? Yeah, that one right, y'all. Look at all these choices we got. Good Lord. Should we do this one here so we can, like, I don't know. Where would private jets take off from? I guess I could look at the airport map. Let me look at the airport map real quick and see if it shows anything. It probably won't. All right, that's general aviation. So I guess that is correct. Okay, so over here is general aviation. Let's do like this one here. That's large. That's large. I don't want to park at a large spot. Here we go, small. We'll do that. And then we'll come out. We'll go around here. Go up. And we'll take off on this here runway, 15 left. All right, very good. All right, let's go. It's almost sunrise, and I'd like to get up before sunrise if possible. So if any of y'all caught my my first attempt at Microsoft tonight, I really don't know what happened. We were doing good. We were cruising in New Zealand in the ATR 72, and I was adjusting. I don't remember what I was adjusting, but it had nothing to do with steering or the speed or anything. I think, I don't know. I moved it from heading mode to nav mode. I know I did that. And then like all of a sudden everything started beeping and blaring and shit, and it's like, you know, you're over speeding, and it just and then the sim crashed. It said that I crashed. So, all right, here we are in the dark in the desert in our beautiful Cessna Longitude OU869. That's us. And let's go ahead and let's just move a couple of these, even though they're not going to turn on yet. Now, I do like to do the checklist with the co-pilot because I think he should earn his keep. So that's what we going to do.
Parking brake. Set. Battery switches. On. Generator switches. On. APU knob.
All right, let's turn on the APU.
Start. APU RPM.
Now, the only thing with this particular plane, like almost every plane that has these touch screens, I really hope the screens do not go out. I flew this one this morning before work, and as I was landing, the screens went out. All right, very good. So let's click that off for a minute. Put on our anti-collision lights. And well, you think for being a simulator of Microsoft's Calibur, they could have, you know, smoothed this out a little bit so you can actually read the buttons. All right, let's program our flight plan tonight because it's a little bit of info to plug in. All right, add origin. Second here. All right, OERK. Dude, this might be my favorite plane in the simulator, by the way. I just love the layout of everything in this airplane. I love the way it looks while it's flying. I mean, it is a smooth airplane. I just wish that the screens were more reliable with staying lit the whole time. OMDB. Look, I don't mind if they go out, like when we're a few miles from the airport. I can usually land the plane visually, but like, you know, when you're midway through a flight and they go out, like that's bad news bears right there. There's not much you can do at that point. All right, procedure for departure is, let's see here. We are doing Obo something or something. Obo 1G. Cobox, we're doing 15 left. You can do preview with this where it'll show you on the map. Like, look at this. Look, that is badass. I do like to do full screen, by the way, most of the time. So, yeah, there's our takeoff today. All right, so let's take that off. Now, I've played with this plane a lot, so I pretty much have everything set where I want it. But I promise you, there's no self-destruct button inside this airplane. Self-destruct button, so you can pretty much push whatever you want, and like nothing bad will happen. You know, especially when you're on the ground. But that's how I kind of learned about this plane. I just started clicking on all the buttons and just kind of navigating through everything. And all right, so from Cobox, we are taking airway. Let me get to my. It's M430, and we are taking that to PUTIB. All right, very good. Let's load that. And from PUTIB, we are taking an airway on N318, and we're taking it to Bosev. Not sure if it's up or down, so we may have to go up and down. I didn't see it that way, so I guess we got to go back down. There we go. I hope everybody's ready to have a good Thanksgiving tomorrow. I know I am. Sweatpants, football, good food, good family. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so that's it for that part. Let's go to procedures. Let's put in our arrival. And we are actually landing on 12 left today. So let's, oh yeah, we can't change the runway yet. That's right. We got to do this first. We're doing Lure 1E. All right, give me a second here. Oh, what? Hang on a second. Why does it have the, hang on a second, something's wrong here. Did I put the, both? Oh, I didn't add a destination yet. I could have sworn I put in Dubai. What the hell? OMDB. I know I entered that in already. There we go. And let's see, we have Lure 1E. All right, Lure 1E. We are doing 12 left. And we can click load. And now let's click procedure one last time and do our approach. And we are doing an ILS, but we are doing from REREC. See what our minimums are today. It is, let's see here, our minimums are, looks like 50 feet. So let's plug in 50 feet. All right, very good. Let's load that. Yep, we understand. All right, and now let's plug in our cruising altitude. Now, SimBrief has us at 45,000 feet. I'm not taking us up. Oh, it has 35,000. Very strange. I thought it would have had us at 45,000. Oh, it does have us at 45,000. Okay. So by goal no, we should be at 45,000. So let me go ahead and go up. So we have 78 there. Above, so let's plug in. Oh no, that's got to be, that's below. Okay. Here. And let's open up this airway. Okay. Goal no is, so let's do 45,000 here. Right, flight level, we'll do like 42,000 feet. There we go, 42,000. And we're good for the rest of the flight. All right, very good. So our flight plan is now done. We do have a couple more things to do. VNAV we don't need to really worry about right now. You know, this thing will start calculating all on its own. It's already got everything defaulted. So we're not going to touch that. We don't really need to do anything with flight plan options. And so let's go ahead and go home. Let's go to weight and fuel. And we already have all this set. So let's sync with the forward operating base. That is good. Let's go to performance. Let's go to takeoff data. Let's go to weather. Let's load everything in from the METAR and the temperature. Got our runway information already. That's fine. And takeoff data and accept. There we go. So we are good to go for takeoff. You know, as far as with that, let's come over here and make sure our speed bugs are going to be on. They should be. Yep, they are all on. We got the FMS source there. We don't need to worry about bearings. If you want to put a bearing on, you know, you can do nav1, nav2, FMS. So, all right, that's all good. Now let's plug in, actually, let's plug in the first altitude we need to go to, though. So let's look at our chart. We're getting ready to start the engines, I promise. 27, 4,000, 7,800. So we need to be over 4,000, over that. Over that. So the first one we need to be at is under 11,000. So let's set 11,000 for the first one. Let's turn on our flight director. And where's nav? Here we go. Now with this button here, it's defaulted to do thousands, but if you click it in, it'll let you do hundreds. And then click it in again, it'll do thousands again. So, all right, that's good. All right, let's go ahead and bring up. Well, let me see if I need to back out of here. No, I can just cut the wheel and take and go. Oh, you know, actually, let's have him back us up, and then we'll start the engines after we back up. Let's go to ground services. Push back. Steering to, we'll try it to the left. We'll see if that works. I don't know if it's right or left. I always get that mixed up. Always. The only time I don't get it mixed up is when it says point the nose to the right, point the nose to the left. Then I'm good. But when it just says push back, steer to the right, to the left, I don't know. I should know. As many times as I've, you know, flown a plane in this simulator. What's up, Jimmy? All right, we're good. Thank you, kind sir. Much appreciated. All right, let's turn ATC back off. Let's put our parking brake back on. All right, and let's bring up our checklist one more again, because this I need to use in evaluation mode with Xbox, because you really can't. It's so difficult to start these engines because you're supposed to push and hold a certain button, and it won't let you hold the button. All right, let's remove the piece from it. There we go, and push that. Yeah, see, this button we're supposed to push and hold, but it won't let us hold the button in. So I just continue to push it. And if it doesn't work after, you know, a dozen times or so, then I usually click autocomplete for this. As much as I don't want to do it, I'm really kind of limited. I kind of have no choice. See? See? Nothing's happening. So let's click autocomplete. See? He's holding it in. Go ahead, Copilot. I'll let you autocomplete this since you can hold the button in. Such a cool airplane. It really is. There's our flight ID, Eat Me Ho 123. Oh, you know what? Let me turn off one thing. Maybe that's part of the issue. I know sometimes these inset maps are an issue. Let me, map settings. Let's turn off that map. I know sometimes that becomes an issue. You see, I already had, like, I had the detail turned all the way down, or at least I thought I did. All right, now I got it turned all the way down. And it should be all the way down on this one too. Let me double check. Yeah, that one's all the way down. Okay. All right, let's see here. Flight plan, and let's zoom in a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and click nav. Go ahead and put on some lights. Let's do some taxi lights. Let's put our flaps down. All right, so you see we have a couple of icons here. This took me a minute to figure out. So no standby data. There's a standby switch here that we need to move. Now that is gone. And so no takeoff and park brake on. Those two will stay on until you take the parking brake off. However, no takeoff will stay lit unless you adjust the trim, so this is not yellow anymore. So let's go ahead and move the trim. There we go. So now we should be good. This down here is a setting you can choose with the map. I'm not going to play with it too much because I don't want to like cancel the screens from being on. I want the screens to stay on. But if you mess around with the settings of the map, you'll be able to put that on. This is very handy because it has, you know, top of descent, top of climb, what altitude we're supposed to be at, you know, fuel remaining. I mean, it's got a lot of good info there. So, all right, we are all set, my friends. Let's get on out of here. Give it a little juice. Sun's getting ready to start coming up. We are leaving Saudi Arabia. We're going to be heading to United Arab Emirates. Oh, you know what? We didn't change our, sorry.
No takeoff. No takeoff.
Okay, bitch.
No
Jesus
takeoff.
Christ. I know.
No takeoff. No takeoff.
We didn't adjust our METAR. What is the METAR here? Performance, off data, weather. The METAR. 22. Most of these buttons up here you can't play with, but this one you can, so. All right, 1022. All right, so that's 2040, so let's move this so it says 2040 as well. All right, very good. All right, let's go home again, and we'll click flight plan again. All right, now we can go. I kind of wanted to take off at night. I'm a little upset that we're taking off. It's starting to get bright. I was hoping to take off and fly in the night, fly in the dark for maybe 20 minutes, and then once we get up to like cruising altitude, have like everything start getting brighter. But oh well, it is what it is, right? Such a cool looking plane. I mean, the livery is pretty cool on this plane too, but just like the way the wings are swept back and like, I don't know, man, just this is a really good looking plane. Simulator, I'm not worried about stopping at places we need to stop at. You know, if another plane shows up, it'll just go right through us. We'll be okay. We will be okay. All right, let's actually cut across. We'll cut across the runway and go on up. We'd have to cut across the runway one way or the other. We might as well just cut across it now. Yes, I'm pretty sure this is not what they would do in real life, but last time I checked, this is not real life. Last time I checked, this is an Xbox. Just the last time I don't, you know, I might be wrong. I am an idiot at times, but pretty sure this is not real life. I don't know, maybe they would cut across like this if they had to. I don't know. I guess if I went to pilot school, I would learn that. Yeah, work was messed up this week, man. I tried so hard this week at work to make sales and be productive, man. I could not get anybody, like, I could barely get anybody on the phone this week, man. Maybe it's just because it's holiday week, but it's so frustrating, man, working for, you know, 8 hours, almost 8 hours a day, sometimes a little bit more. Just making phone call after phone call after phone call and leaving 100 voicemails a day. Get one, maybe two people on the phone. Other people make calls all day. They get people on the phone all the time, man. I make all these phone calls. I barely get anybody. I had a lead handed to me today. This person asked to be called between a certain time this morning. I called between that time. They didn't answer. I called them 2 more times during the day. They didn't answer either. I don't get it. I don't get why other people get the phone answered, and when I go, like, nobody ever answers the phone for me. It's almost like they know I'm calling, like, but like it's me. Like, oh man, it's Greg. Man, let's not answer the phone. Let's not let him do a good job. It's a conspiracy. I guess I can blame it on. Let's blame it on Trump. How about that? Everything else gets blamed on him anyway, so. We'll blame the lack of people answering the phone for me. We'll blame that on Donald Trump also. Now, PSA with this flight tonight, if at any point the screen's cut off, that's it. I am done flying for tonight because, tomorrow morning I'm probably going to do a 737 or an A10 because I know the screens are fine on those planes. But for some reason, and maybe it's the same, the maker, maybe the plane makers are the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the planes that I've flown that had issues with the screens, maybe it's all from the same maker. I don't know. I just know some of these planes work really, really good. Some of these planes work good, and some of these planes are complete shit. Let's slow down a little bit, and that way we can put our landing lights on. Very good. Now we can continue. Continue. I'm going to slow it down all the way again to give me a chance to move this map. There we go. Are you ready? Let's roll, bitch. There we go. I couldn't move my camera for a second. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up, bitch. Let's click autopilot. I don't like this freezing and shit. Light level change. Flaps up. Okay, we are doing okay. I don't know why it's freezing up like this, man. This is crazy. You know, I get 1,000 megabyte. I get a 1 gigabyte per second download speed, right? Or whatever it is. It's like fast. It's like maybe it is like 1,000 megabytes per second, right? And I have a LAN cable connected to the Xbox. Like, why would you be stuttering? All right. So we need to level off at 11,000 feet. Because we need to be below 11,000 feet for one of the waypoints coming up. Now this here, under N1 here, where it says climb, that's going to stay in climb until we get to our cruising altitude. You can see here, CODAT, we need to be at 11,000 or below. That's why we are at the altitude we're at right now. However, I believe after that, the constraints are off. Oh no, we have 19,000 also. So let's change this to, let's lower our speed a little bit. All right, let's change this to 19,000. You know, I've never tried VNAV on the takeoff. I don't know if VNAV would work on takeoff. Maybe it would. Let's try clicking it. See what happens. I've only used flight level change in this plane. Well, it's got 78. That's our current above. That's showing the 78 there. I wonder when we pass the next waypoint if it's going to flip to 11,000. That'd be cool. I never knew you could do VNAV on the takeoff, on the climb in this plane. I only thought that was like that for like jetliners and stuff like that. You're so pretty, plane. Look at you. I think the desert in like Saudi Arabia and like North Africa, man, I know it's arid and it's hot, but I think it's so beautiful at the same time. I really do. The different colors and textures and all that. I don't know if the people living there feel the same way, but looking at it from above and from afar, I like it a lot. Boy. Feels like Friday night to me right now. I guess because I can stay up late tonight, sleep in tomorrow. I do need to shave tomorrow, though, before I go to my mom's house. Got family coming in. We haven't seen these family members since before COVID. Excuse me. So I want to at least make myself presentable a bit. Overweight, so I already have that strike against me. I don't want my Grizzly Adams beard as well. I just like to trim it up and neaten it up a little bit to make myself a little more presentable. It's a respect thing, I guess, for older family members. At least that's how I look at it. All right, well, the altitude again changed on there. That's good. mean, if that's the case, I tell you what, let me plug in 43,000. Let me plug in our cruising altitude and see if VNAV stops us at 19,000. That'll be a good test. Sure wish this heads-up display worked, Microsoft. That would sure be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, Microsoft, way to make this work. That would sure be cool, having a heads-up display in this plane. Or a tablet. Well, I guess we kind of do have tablets already. I mean, we have these, everything, all these digital screens, so. I guess you leave the APU on the whole time while you're flying this plane. I haven't seen anything saying to take it off, so I guess we'll leave it on. Station number 3. All right. Going pump and dump. Pump and dump. Put another battery in. Another battery. Are we supposed to be climbing at this point? I could have sworn. Sworn we should be climbing. Yeah, see, we need to be over 13,000, so I guess it doesn't work. V altitude. Let's try. All right. I guess we got to do flight level change and V at the same time. So I mean, I can deal with that if that's how it is. Flight level change and VNAV. Might as well stay here because we need to switch over at 15,000 feet. So. You know, it may be the VNAV just does the altitude part, like stopping us at certain altitudes on the, like it does on the way down. Maybe, we already know what flight level change does, but maybe VNAV just stops us at certain altitudes when we're climbing. You know, so we can program in our cruising altitude from the start, plug in our cruising altitude, and do VNAV when we take off, and that will automatically stop us at certain altitudes. And then when we need to start climbing again, we'll just click flight level change and increase the thrust when needed, and that'll go ahead and, okay, well, that makes sense. I think we got it now. We got like almost every light lit up here, Jesus. And once we get up to our cruising altitude, we'll switch navigation sources, program in our course. Okay, so you can see it's flashing now. And now that we're here, let's lower our throttle again. Once we pass this next waypoint, I believe we can start our climb again. Oh no, we have 24. Well, we can start it, but we have another stopping point. Very cool. This flight's a little longer than I was planning on doing, but I really enjoy this airplane, so I kind of don't mind it at the same time. It's not a whole lot longer. It's like a half an hour longer than I might have normally gone, but like I was looking at flying from Kuwait to Abu Dhabi and then an airport a little bit closer, but very interesting. It just did that on its own. We leave it in flight level mode, flight level change, and leave it. Let's turn the APU off since that's popping up now. Very interesting. I had no idea that was going to do that. That is very cool. So if you leave it in VNAV and flight level change, it'll stop climbing and start climbing on its own. You just need to worry about the throttle. Very cool. We were supposed to stop at 24,000 feet, but oh well. We'll just go to 42,000 now. Wonder why VNAV kicked off. That's weird. Still has the V there though, like for VNAV. The altitude's gone, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. Can't go past the curtain. I want to see what's behind the curtain. Almost looks like there's an airplane out there. That would be super dope if that's what that is, but could be, actually. It's not a real life airplane. I don't have that turned on, that feature with real traffic turned on. I have it set to AI traffic and all that, and I got everything set at like 50% just to try to, you know, keep the data down a little bit, because, you know, I was trying my best to get this one plane. I was trying to get this one plane's screens to work. And so I was trying everything I could to lower the data usage to try to get it to work, but it just wouldn't work. Only place it worked for a little bit was like in the very small South Pacific island with nothing around it, and it just they still went blank. You know, 10 minutes into using the plane. Not 10 minutes of flying, 10 minutes like still on the ground and, you know, getting ready to take off. Doesn't look like we're going to be at 42,000 feet very long. Maybe this flight's a little shorter than I thought it was going to be. If that's the case, let me plug in the course now and all that. Easy up. Close your screen. Okay. Close the screen. All right, close this. Close it out. Final approach course of 119. All right, so let's do a couple of things here. Let's lock up the heading mode. Let's put you in heading. Switch you to localizer. Let's grab the course knob here. Put you on 119. good. Now we can come back here and go back in FMS and click navigation. Here, change this now. Shit, hang on. Guess I can't. All right, we'll do heading mode again. I didn't think it would change it, being that it's the co-pilot side. But... it already has it on 119. Very good. Excellent. Wasn't sure if it would do that, being that it's the co-pilot side. So, all right, nav, and now we can program in our frequency. Oh, we can program that over here. Actually, it probably already has it in. Knowing how this plane operates, it probably already has it in. Yep, it does. 110.10 in nav 1 and 2. So, very good. Very good. All right, and we will put bearing. Yeah, we'll do that. And oh, we already had FMS set. All right, we got that. And that, okay. So both of those operate the same way. Okay, no problem. You know, let's just put this, well, we'll leave it at 42,000, I guess. Can't believe we're going to start our descent this early. Like, it doesn't seem right to me. When I was building, I built this route. Like, I didn't find this on VATSIM or anywhere. Like, we have all these other... Active VNAV Lurid. Let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, that's why. Put you at 3. That's a little better. That's kind of more like it, I would think. It had 1.5 in there for a reason. Let's do 2 and see what happens. Come on, Greg. Get yourself together. We could. I guess we'll leave it at 1.5. That's what it was programmed to. Maybe there's a reason for it. Can't change the transition altitude. Sure, there's a way to do it. Okay. Let's go to performance. Let's go to landing data. All right, that's done. We are at our altitude, so we can all right, and it's saying we need to go to what, 16,000 feet, so let's program that in. Nav is already set still, so that's good. Here we are, 42,000 feet at the top of the world. You see the curvature of the Earth. Even though the Earth is flat, right? Come on, you all know the Earth is flat, right? You know, we're like living in the eye of a giant. And a little drop of dew on a leaf. Same drop of dew's been sitting on that leaf for billions of years now. I don't know if anybody's chatting or watching or anything. The software from OBS is not working tonight as far as showing. It's saying the chat's disabled, and this new control panel that OBS implemented on their software now, it's not working tonight either. So if anybody's typing something or putting something in the chat, I will get to it after the stream. Man, it's so pretty flying over all this. Way different than flying over America, that's for sure. Not just land, just... It's so nice to see land unpopulated. Like the way it was meant to be. We really are a bunch of insects, aren't we? We just go from town to town and destroy everything, use up all the resources, and wonder the New World Order and Bill Gates want to kill us. Take my shot. It's good for you. Even though 2 years earlier I was in TED Talk saying how I want to use vaccines to kill the population. Population control. We're a little bit faster than we should be. Oh, never mind. We're supposed to be at Mach 8.4. Never mind. We're okay. Never mind. We'll line up the 2 again so it's in the blue. line up the two triangles so they're in blue. There's our top of descent right over Doha. That's a pretty airport if I remember correctly as well. Yep, see? Matching up the arrows is not a good thing. Overspeeding just a little bit. Glad it's not playing some annoying alarm. Boy, those are annoying. Couple more minutes, we're going to begin our descent, boys and girls. Doha International, that's a pretty airport. I thinks it is. Used to fly at that airport a lot. I think there's a game, an app called Flight Commander, I think it was called. Something like that, where the whole thing of the game was like you just take off and land at all these different airports, and you start off with like a little Cessna, and then you work your way up to like the big planes, A380s, 757s. I think it was called Flight Commander. I'm pretty sure was the name. But yeah, Doha was one of the airports that flew to a lot. It's made by the same people that make Real Flight Simulator. In my opinion, the autopilot system in that Flight Commander game is way better than Real Flight Simulator. Like, that's a pretty ballsy simulator to call yourself. You know, we're going to call ourselves Real Flight Simulator, and there was like nothing real about that thing. Like, nothing real. Like, the interiors didn't look real. The airports looked real, actually, and the outside of the planes looked pretty good. But like, controlling the airplanes, just everything else about the game, there was nothing real about it. We are almost at the top of our descent. It says cruise. See, it switches automatically. Now it says cruise. And after we begin our descent, it'll say descent. There's our VNAV marker here. Instead of a glide path or a glide scope right now, this is magenta V. Goldie the goldfish. That's what they used to call that symbol when I was in elementary school back in the 80s. It's less than or greater than. They used to call it Goldie the goldfish. If you were to start at the top of that triangle, like the top point, the one that's facing towards the altitude right now, and kind of draw like a fish shape and then connect it to the bottom, it makes a mouth. So I think that's why they were calling it Goldie the goldfish when I was in school, because you could draw a goldfish off of that shape. Well, you could really draw any fish off that shape. They used goldfish. All right, ladies and boys, germs and ghouls. We are on our descent to Dubai, to the playground of the wealthy. That's a playground I will probably never see in my life. I am very far from Dubai, and I am very far from wealthy. I live in East Coast United States, and I might be closer to Dubai than I am to being wealthy. I was very close to being wealthy 2 weeks ago. God, was I close to being wealthy 2 weeks ago. I play the losers game a couple times a week, you know, the lottery. So I actually play it 5 times a week, actually, I think it is. Because they got the Powerball 3 times and the Mega Millions twice. That's 5 times I play. But I've been playing the same numbers now since like 2018, something like that. And I'm just at the point now where like I feel like if I don't play the numbers, that's when they're going to come out. So 2 weeks ago, the Mega Millions, 4 of my 6 numbers came out. I won a couple $100, which is good. You know, that pays for the tickets for the year. So I think it's about $200 in tickets I play a year for Mega Millions. I just play one ticket. Regardless of the size of the jackpot, I just play the one ticket. That's $4 a week. So it's a little less than, I won a little bit less than I spend a year. Like $8 less, I think. Now we are over the Persian Gulf right now. I believe that's what this body of water is. It's such a good looking plane, man. I mean, Gulfstreams are cool looking, and you know, Diamond Airs are cool looking, and Learjets, and there's so many private jets out there. But I always think that this Cessna Citation, just the X, the Mustang, the Latitude, the Longitude, the CJ4, like, just Should be at Mach 8.0 right now. Really? I guess that's what this little triangle is here. All right, we can go to Mach 8.0. Okay with that. He's already got our approach speed and our, ref speed there. Our V ref. I didn't know you were supposed to descend that quickly. I guess I should have looked at the, whoa. It's like a speedboat in the sky. Look at that thing, man. That thing is booking. Probably a missile on its way to, I don't know, some country. That'd be kind of cool, actually, like, since this is on live weather and live everything, if like somebody really did launch a missile, if you would actually see it like, on screen. Like, oh, there's a Titan IV missile. A Patriot missile on its way through the Persian Gulf. Actually, you know what? That would make sense with the speed, because as we go lower, we need to have our indicated airspeed there at a certain level, and it needs to keep on increasing as we go lower. So I guess that kind of does make sense. YouTube, that's the end of our first airway, Kutib. And then we take Kutib to Basev. Basev is the end of our other airway. Airway we loaded in the beginning of the game. All right, we're pretty close to 0.8. I think 140 knots is more like it, since we need to land at like 120. All right, our speed is going along nicely with our descent. See, we're hanging with that little pink, that little magenta arrow there. Boy, this plane takes a lot of guesswork out of like what to do. Everything is laid out so nicely, and hey, Das Island. Which island? Das Island. That's a cool name for an island. Das Island. I'll have to look into that. Dat Island. I have to look into it and see like what's on that island. Like if it's just like a few rich people, if it's like industry, if it's maybe military bases. I don't know. That's pretty cool. Oh wow, look at all those little... I never knew there were so many islands in the Persian Gulf before. I've never, I shouldn't say never, it's been a long time since I've looked into, anything in this area as far as like just research or just looking into it. It's so cool. They have all those little islands in there. I wonder if we could island hop in the Persian Gulf one day. I'll have to look and see what kind of airports they have there. We don't even need airports. We have planes in this game with the pontoons on it. We'll have to do that. I'll have to get on the Navigraph and chart out a flight, see if we can kind of maybe spend an hour or two in like island hop. Take off, go there, land in the water, look around a little bit, take off again, land near another island, kind of look at it. I think I'm just going to plug in. So we need to be at 2,000 feet as the glide scope capture point. So I should just plug in 2,000. I'm just going to plug in 2,000 now, because the VNAV is going to continually change this magenta number here to whatever is in our flight plan. So let's just go ahead and put it down to 2,000 now. To our glide scope capture point. And look at all these letters and numbers. This is a very strange way to land an airplane today, but that's how Navigraph shows the charts. It's like you go down a little bit and make a U-turn and go up and make another U-turn. All right, let's go ahead and zoom me a little bit. Let's lower our speed a little bit, because now we need to be at 300 knots. So we'll put our seatbelts back on. Sync up our heading. Starting to stutter again a little bit, I think. Golly. Something just fell in my son's room. Scared the shit out of me. Jesus Christ. I got headphones on. I'm listening to the plane and thinking about stuff to say, and all of a sudden I heard something fall in his room. Golly. I jumped out of my skin for a second. I don't usually get startled so easily, but, it's very rare that something falls when he's sleeping. When he's awake, stuff falls all the time. So I'm used to that. but when he's sleeping, doesn't usually fall. Let me bring up the METAR on Navigraph, because I really do not feel comfortable messing around with the screens too much, especially at this point of the flight. Like, I might not touch the screens at all for the rest of the flight. I might just leave them how they are. I really don't have a reason to touch them other than changing the nav source down there. Other than that, we really have no reason to touch the screens again. We have the landing data already put in. We got everything set. And Navigraph I like because it gives it to the altimeter. It gives you in hectopascals and inches per per gram too. So inches of mercury. So hectopascals is the 1013 number that shows here, and then inches per mercury is what shows up, in the other altimeter, the one over here. Why does this freeze up, man? Sometimes I think it's because of the photo geometry thing, like where it produces the 3D buildings in like major cities, but we're not around a major city right now. The other day it was stuttering when I had preset weather conditions on, and then when I flipped it to live conditions, the stuttering went away. The stuttering is kind of new since the last update from Microsoft. They did an update I think like a week ago, and everything was fine performance-wise until they did that update. And ever since that update, like, screens are going out. We have like I don't know if it's a frame rate drop or just loss of data or whatever it is, but like where the simulator pauses for a second and makes it real choppy. All right, here's our final turn. Not our final turn. It's the final turn of the actual flight plan. Lurid, which is the next waypoint we're going to hit, is the beginning of our arrival, as you can see. So we just left airway N318. We're now getting ready to pick up the first waypoint of our arrival. Let's zoomy more. Team zoomy. A little fast. Change that. Got a Ghost Pepper Whopper waiting for me when I'm done this. Good time of year if you like Burger King and McDonald's. And that Ghost Pepper Whopper is the truth. They did a good job with that thing. I don't usually like those gimmicky kind of Whoppers or burgers in general, where they try to add like tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese and they call it an Italian burger, or they put jalapenos on it and pepper jack cheese and they call it, Mexican burger. But this Ghost Pepper Whopper is pretty damn good. And the McRib is back at McDonald's, and boy, this is the best McRib that they've, in my opinion, it's the best one they've had in a handful of years. Nowhere close to the one I had when I was growing up, before the meat was regulated. Back when McDonald's could use whatever kind of meat they wanted. Like, who the hell knows what they put in the McRib 30 years ago? But man, them things were delicious. 30 years ago. They've kind of lost their flavor over the years, but this one here, I've had 2 of them since they've been out, and they are really good this time. And they're always a mess to eat. It's one of the things I like about eating them. I won't eat a McRib in front of anybody unless I'm using a fork and knife, because there is no way to eat that thing without getting barbecue sauce like all over your face and all over in your hands and in between your fingers. It's so sloppy and delicious. I'm starting to tear up just thinking about it. I wish they had them year round. I don't really eat McDonald's often. My daughter loves it. She loves McDonald's. My son loves Burger King. She doesn't like Burger King. He doesn't like McDonald's. But I mean, there's things on both menus that I'll eat. Yeah, like I like the spicy McChicken, and I like really just regular hamburgers at McDonald's, just a regular, plain old, regular hamburger. The McFlurries are delicious. Oh my god, they had this McFlurry come out a few months back with like crushed up Reese's peanut butter cups in it or something like that. Oh my god, it was so delicious. So I guess it's about 15, maybe 12 years ago, maybe 15. I was still married, so it's definitely more than 10 years ago. Anyways, we came back. I think we only had 1 kid at the time, too. I think it was just our son. We got ice cream from McDonald's, and one of us dropped ice cream on the sidewalk. I don't remember who it was. It might have been our son. And his name's not important. For here. So anyway, so we didn't clean the ice cream up. This is just regular vanilla ice cream from McDonald's. So we let the ice cream just sit there, and it stained the cement. Months and months and a half a year, and close to I would say between like half of the year to 3/4 of the year is kind of when it went away. That thing stained the ground. All right, what's going on there? I thought we had to stop at 16,000 feet. But now we're going to 12. Okay. No problem. Lower our airspeed down. We're good. Yeah, it stained the hell out of the ground. There was this white spot, this big white spot on the concrete for the better part of a year. I still eat the ice cream though. It still tastes really good. I just don't think it's like real ice cream. I've seen that McDonald's movie with Michael Keaton where it shows like how Ray Crockett, kind of took over McDonald's and bought into it and all that. Yeah, it's definitely not real ice cream. I don't know what it is. Tastes pretty good though. Just had the multiple D's of descending: dip, dive, dodge, dive bomb, and we got to change our barometric pressure. All right, we are at 1016 right now. Oh my God, we should be at 230 knots. Holy shit. When did all that happen? I guess talking, I wasn't really paying attention. Well, obviously I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't think it changed that much. All right, this is at 30. All right, and let's zoom in a little bit more. And it makes me very nervous when the sound starts cutting in. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just want to land. I don't care about getting to the gate. I am curious about one thing with the gate though. Because I don't know if I did record it the other night, I think. Yeah. I did a snowy, like a landing in the snow in Innsbruck. I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 nights ago. And for the very first time in this simulator, I actually saw somebody with the little glow sticks waving us in and directing us to stop. And it would move one arm when we were like needed to move to the left and move to the right and move the other one. And then when we needed to stop, it would actually cross the like the globotons, you know, into an X. Like, I have never seen that at any airport ever in this simulator until the other night, and I'm curious what other airports has it. I've tried it at a few airports since then, and I would love to know which airports do it. Oh, we need to be at 200 now. Jesus Christ. All right, flaps 2. I'm not putting the landing gear down now. Y'all can get bent. We'll just leave it at flaps 3 until then. I'm not really sure why the FMS has us going at 160 unless there's some sort of constraint that I'm not aware of. I didn't see any constraints with the landing, but no, it just says 210 knots by the time we get to DV 402. Like, that doesn't sound right to me. You know, let's speed up. Let's go back up to like 200 knots. Actually, we'll do flaps 1. We'll leave it ourselves at 200. All right, here's the beginning of our crazy-ass arrival and approach. Once we get to like Odell, I'll switch to heading mode. On the way to Oddlaw, I'll switch to heading mode and then switch the nav source, and then put ourselves in localizer mode. I watched a documentary a long time ago on how they made these islands. It is so crazy, like how they were just pumping sand straight up out of the bottom of the ocean to make those islands. It's so cool. Come on, stop all the stuttering bullshit. Let's go. right, we got speed under control. And we need to be at no more than 210 knots by DB402, which is right there. By Solil, we need to be at 185, I think. Yeah, 185. We're pretty close to that already. We just need to reduce our speed a little bit to get there. Yeah, when we land, we'll go over to one of the gates and just check it out and see if they have one of the guys with the light up batons and see if they're going to wave us in. I don't know why we're not descending more at this point. Because according to here, we need to be between 4,000 and 6,000 feet coming up, but I would feel much better if we were at 4,000 feet. I think that's what we'll do. Stop at 4,000 feet, because by Solil we need to be between 4,000 and 6,000 feet, and that's coming up. And I didn't see any more pink numbers, magenta numbers, so maybe VNav is finished. I think it is, because it doesn't have any more altitudes like in magenta or any kind of color, so that's all right. We can just descend ourselves. It's all good. We know how to do it. Yeah, those islands over there. Crazy how they made that. Just pumping. They did that with an airport too. I forget what part of. I want to say it was in Japan. An airport from Japan where they did that too. Maybe it was China. I think it was Japan. So we're going to get ready to go into heading mode here after we make this here turn. All right, let's go to heading mode. Switch our nav source. Let's put another set of flaps down. Flaps 2. All right, we need to stop here at altitude. We need to, at this next waypoint here, we need to be between 4,000 and 6,000 feet. So we're pretty close to where we need to be at now. And re-rec is 2,000 feet. So let's do flaps. Nope. All right, I guess not. No, we already are at flaps 3. Okay. My bad. thought we were at flaps 2. All right, let's start declining again. Let's activate approach mode. It's not. All right, well, can we do nav mode? All right, we can do nav mode at least. Let's get rid of VNav. Start making our turn. The stuttering on this thing is crazy. Yeah, like, I don't know if I want to try to land this plane like by hand because the frame rate drop is crazy. I don't know if it's frame rate or data or whatever it is, but let's hold this course as long as we can until we start to see that line starting to come in from the localizer here. Starting to tighten up on it right there. As we start seeing that, then I feel a little more comfortable making our turn. There we go. Localizer is captured. And it looks like we have that, so we could probably click glide scope at this point. Let's click approach. Still no glide scope yet. Interesting. All right, probably too far out to catch it. Oh, we are 22 miles away. So now I know it says flaps full right there on the screen here, but I do not want to put my landing gear down yet. And this, sorry, I'm trying to go over, but it keeps on freezing. And this is almost unplayable at this point. But anyways, it says flaps full. If I click flaps full, it's gonna keep on chiming for me to put the landing gear down, and I'm not ready to do that yet. So we'll just stay in flaps 3 for now. Glide scope showed up. Let's see if we can arm approach now. There we go. It doesn't say no GS anymore. Now the glide scope ball is showing right there. re-rec, we need to be at a max of 185. So we're definitely below that. Once we get to about, I guess about 12 miles out, I'll start slowing down closer to approach mode, and we'll put the landing gear down and do all that. We got 122 and 111. Still 1016 for the METAR, according to Navigraph. Last time it was checked is 33 minutes ago, and I know if I check in the system here, if I go to landing data, it'll give me the same readout. But I do not want to click any screens because I do not want the screens to kick off. Oh, you can see the tower of, what the hell is it called? The tower of something. I forget. Burma or Burmese? Don't hold me to it. I know it's tower of something, I think, but I forget the name of it. That's pretty cool. You can see it all the way from out here. Huge tower. Glide scope, we should be picking up, let's see here, DB612 is 2, 4, or maybe about, I think about 6 miles from the airport. It's kind of what it looks like. All right, we're at 12 miles out. So once we capture the glide scope, we'll slow down, put our landing gear down, and put flaps full. Now see if I turn that photogrammetry or geometry, I forget, photogrammetry I think is what it's called. I don't think that building would be in 3D anymore. Like it would just, like, none of the buildings in the city would be, they'll all just be flat. And when you fly over them, it'll give an appearance that they're, you know, I guess 2D or 3D, but yeah, I think that would be flat if I turned that setting off. I mean, I got very fast internet most of the time, and I got a LAN cable connected, so I should be okay. Excuse me, one would think. Let me open up the map to the airport. Try to find out where some of the gates are. We are going 12 left. Oh, there's Concourse BA. Oh, okay, they're all on the one side there. So we'll go to the right. That looks like that's where all the big concourses are. I'm gonna go to like where the big jets and big airliners go. Let's slow down. We are at 7 miles out. Let's put the landing gear down. Flaps full.
Landing gear.
Yeah, lady. It's on its way. Glide scope is captured. Let's ride this thing down as far as we can. I can almost get the symbol to show up for that tower. Just a little too far away. Oh well. I'll look look it up afterwards. Yeah, it's just a little too far away for the system to pick it up. Yeah, if I had that setting turned off, that photogrammetry, then all this would be completely flat. None of these buildings would be 3D. I kind of like the way it looks in 3D like that, man. I've been waiting for a very long time to fly a simulator like this. I've been playing on iPads and tablets and phones for years and years and years, and you know, they do their best to make things look good. I'll give it that. I mean, it's amazing what they can do on a phone and for a tablet and things like that, but it's definitely not like this. We're holding steady. Hopefully the barometer, the altimeter setting will be taken into account since I have everything on real life. I don't know if this is the runway they land on in real life. I don't know if they really would, be honest. I think they would probably come in the other way. I think that the city of, you know, Dubai would have an issue with a lot of planes landing over all these buildings all day. Noise, for one, and safety complaints also. I mean, you know, an airplane miscalculates or, you know, some sort of tragedy, but I would imagine they'd come from the other way because it's pretty much like wide open space to the south, I think. Well, to the southeast this way. Look how close you have to get to this building. That's crazy. Maybe they really do land like that. I don't know. Hey, the screens are off. Look at that.
Autopilot.
All right, let's turn the autopilot off. Because now that the screens are off, our plane is not going to be able to figure out where to go. We will just land ourselves. All right, let's go over to one of the gates real quick. That was actually a pretty good landing. Flaps up. I don't know what it is with this plane and screens turning off when we land. It happened to me last time I flew this plane on a stream. I think I was going to Tasmania, I think it was. I think I was going from like Sydney to Tasmania, and yeah, screens turned off then too. And I can't really control, that's right. I can't really control the engines either because the screens are off. So like right now they're okay. If you hit the A button, okay. If you hit the A button and the B button together, the way I have it set up, it shuts the engines down, right? Like it puts them down to 0. So since these screens are off right now, if I hit the A button, which is what you would normally push to increase the throttle, it like puts it to max throttle. And so then I have to like do this balance where I push A. A couple seconds later, I need to like kill the engines again. Otherwise, I'll be at like takeoff speed pretty quickly. Hey guys, we made it. Let's get the party started. Get the party started. Bring my Lamborghini Huracan. Bring me about 2 girls. Cristal. Let's get going. Bring me a couple of hits of Molly. Let's go. Psych. Psych about the Molly part. I don't touch that kind of stuff. Maybe at one point in my life when I was way younger, I would have tried it, but definitely not now. All right, I don't see any guys with little glowy sticks anywhere. I have a hard time thinking that's just at Innsbruck. That's got to be at other airports too. Like, why would it just be at Innsbruck? go over here and see what we can find out. Now, I know this is not where this plane would normally taxi to. I'm only doing this so I can see if there's going to be a guy with the low glowy sticks. Yeah, there's not. That's a shame. Maybe it really is just at Innsbruck. Oh well. Well, we're here. We landed safe. No screens. We landed safe. I would say let's turn on the APU and do all that shit, but with no screens, what you gonna do? Anyways, that's about it, my friends. I'll be back tomorrow morning with either the A310 or a 737, but I want to do another flight tomorrow because I might not be able to do one Thursday night tomorrow night because I got to work on Friday. Anyways, I'm gonna do one tomorrow morning for sure. And yeah, man, that's about it. We're gonna do some lives at P soon. I've been playing this game called Hardspace Shipbreaker. Hardspace Shipbreaker. It's a lot of fun, actually. I might have to do a video on that. It's a lot of fun. And we got, Forza Horizon. Not Forza, right? That game sucked. Forza Motorsports as well. I know what I just said might be controversial, but that's just my opinion. I think Forza Horizon, or Forza 5, whatever it was, I think that game is absolute crap. So, anyways, have a happy Thanksgiving if I don't see y'all tomorrow. Be good to yourself. Be good to other people. Certainly be good to me. Click that subscribe button. Click the thumbs up. I promise nothing in life is bad is going to happen to you for clicking that button. Nobody's going to come knocking on your door. You're not going to have to pay extra taxes. You're not going to, it's going to be all right. Just click it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers or more. Like, I would love to, just help the HBO, help a brother out. That's about it. Until we see each other again, my friends over the beautiful skies of Mother Earth. This is Greg signing off. Happy gobble, 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 gobble day. And